You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Polow and Tell, is that you?
Mic check. Mic check, waifu. Tell, is that you?
What's up, King Javi? It's about to get real this episode.
King Javi. This is episode 137 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com. Use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com as well as our Patreon producers. Shout out to our Patreon producers, AB, Aaron Brown, Drake, The Goat G, Jaleesa, Ked the Pro, Explicitly, Monique Williams, and Nachi. Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. Mic Check Waifu is brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. EST, EDT. I don't know. It don't matter. ET. It's also, if you also are listening on Spotify, make sure you do us a big favor and rate us 5 stars. And if you're listening on iTunes, rate us 5 stars and give us a nice comments. We'll appreciate that. It helps the podcast out a lot. Also, very big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys mean the world to us. The After Story podcast is coming back, and it's probably going to be, the first one's probably going to be our review of the new Pokemon game, as well as some other stuff. We got a lot to talk about in the After Stories for sure. So be ready for that. I must ask, Tell, how you doing, bro?
Speaking of the new Pokemon game, this is an anime podcast, and I dropped the ball personally because I've been playing Pokemon. as soon as that game came out, it ain't even been out for that long.
Yeah, true.
But I do most of my anime watching on like
a certain day, right?
Yeah, on Friday, Saturday, those kind of days, Friday and Saturday. And I dropped the ball completely. I apologize to y'all. But that Pokemon game, we're gonna save the review for After Story. But sheesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel the same way, but I must add, I've actually found my groove finally with this
really?
anime.
What's that?
It's
yeah.
So I finally got it to where I'm like, okay, I'm not fucking struggling to Sunday trying to watch 12 shows. Which is Sunday is the night we record, obviously, which is like me, throughout the week. I think it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So those 3 days are the days I watch everything that came out, Monday, Tuesday, and then go on from there. So it's like 3 episodes those few days or something like that. 3 or 4 episodes those days.
Right.
So as long as I'm not adding anything new to that, I'm good. What's up?
I do something a little similar. On Thursday, I normally watch whatever came out on those days.
Mm-hmm. Monday through
because
Thursday.
I be tuned in to Ranking the Kings.
You said what?
Ranking the Kings.
Oh, you be tuned in to Ranking the Kings. Okay.
Yes, sir. So when on Thursday, I'm normally like, okay, boom, I got to turn on anime this day because Ranking the Kings came out and I want to watch whatever is already out that day.
Right.
So I feel you.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that though, because what it did was it opened me up for more time to play Pokemon. I actually have more hours in this Pokemon than Tell does.
That's true. That's crazy.
I'm about 30 hours into it, so it's looking pretty good. pretty good.
Like I said, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised though. Like,
yeah,
Polow is. He objectively enjoys something and then he just enjoys it, and it's hard to really like say anything about that.
Facts. Y'all might hear my air conditioner. Sorry about that. But air conditioner. It's crazy, right? I also want to start with this week's episode of the week, and I'm going to be the one to go first this week because I don't want you to take this from me. My episode of the week this week is easily My Dress Up Darling. That show, absolutely fucking incredible. My Dress Up Darling offers me what I've gotten in my teen romantic comedy. That kind of vibe from just having a great main character and a supporting cast to boot. And I think that is so important because I tweeted it earlier this week. I mentioned that like average characters makes the show average. Below average characters makes the show below average. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like for instance, like my hatred of AoT, it stems from the fact that I just can't like these characters. Okay. I just can't.
In question, have you never liked these characters, or you just now don't like these characters?
I just now don't like these characters. I think it's a time frame thing, but feeling how I feel about these characters now makes me mad that I can't enjoy the show, because the show is not bad. It's not a bad show. It's not a Black Clover situation for me. It's not a fairy tale situation. It's not a Demon Lord retry. Whatever. What was that? Was it Demon Lord? It was Demon Lord retry.
Yeah, it was Demon Lord.
It's not a bad show by any stretch of the imagination. Like it's written decently. Its pacing is actually pretty well done. I just, after reading it, the whole thing, I just don't give a fuck. And I don't give a fuck because I think it just became one of those shows that, I don't know, that tries to offer shock value for shock value's sakes, and it became super corny towards the end after everything was everything, and I can't enjoy it, which makes me upset because I want to enjoy it. I see people liking it. I'm like, man, I'm glad y'all like it though. I'm glad y'all liking it. I'm glad y'all enjoying it. And trust me, I don't give a fuck what's popular, what's not popular. I'm not a contrarian at all. Never have been, never in my life. I don't care about that. I just say whatever I feel. I'm happy that people are enjoying it. I am mad at myself that I can't enjoy it because I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at all, which made me a little worried about reading more manga. But I will have to say, before we get to Tales episode of the week, I got a gripe to pick with one of our favorite people at _RobJ on Twitter. We talk about him quite often. He was a Patreon supporter. He's a great dude, super cool dude to follow on Twitter, super funny, super chill. But I got a gripe to pick with him. And the gripe I have is him and his fucking tweets, man. His tweets drove me to go ahead and finish reading JJK. I'm caught up to chapter 173 it is.
Okay.
He invigorated an excitement in me that pissed me off because I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta read this shit. But I wanted to play Pokemon, so I was angry. So today, like of all days, as soon as I tweeted that, I'm like, all right, his tweets got me. I decided to read it and I caught up on JJK. And now I'm pissed off because now I gotta wait for it to be animated. For one, that's upsetting. And two, I gotta wait for the next chapter to come out because I'm fucking caught up now.
But hear me out though, right?
What's up?
This is the opposite of how you felt about AoT when it was done. So JJK is just honestly just good as fuck. That's all it is. It's just good as fuck.
It's fucking bar none. Like it's incredible. I got a topic for us later, and we're gonna talk about it later. But let me get your episode of the week this week. And the episode I'm referring to is episode 4 of My Dress Up Darling. By the way,
My Dress Up Darling was a great episode this week. But just to kind of piggyback off what he was just saying is from what I've been hearing though, JJK is top tier, but like GB and a few other people said Fire Force also this year took the cake for them, and its final chapter is already about to be out soon. But my episode of the week was hard for me. I'm gonna go with Case Study of Vanitas because this is probably one of the best in terms of like episodes, like one of the best dialogues and like world building episodes I've seen in a while for this episode, for this anime. Like it was entire, like no action, but all like building of like the dynamic of the world. It was great for me.
Interesting. Case Study of Vanitas. I'm still waiting for it to be dubbed, obviously, because I said that was the one I was going to just pick up when it was fully dubbed because I just enjoyed the voice acting so much. But
I also don't want to take nothing away from My Dress Up Darling because oh my god, bro.
Yeah, like seriously, Hachiman vibes from that episode. I'm like something about him just being and not even comparing the two, like making it seem like they're the same character. They're so different, but they're different in a way where you just love them as people, like as a person.
Without too much context, Hachiman is more certain of himself, whereas our character in My Dress Up Darling is less certain of himself, but he's still willing to put in the same amount of work. Okay, so hear me out. Hachiman is more uncertain of his self in terms of confidence. Hachiman's goal is to help others, not help himself. This guy's goal is to help others, not help himself, but in a different kind of
realm of emotions, which is he's more vulnerable, I guess, if you will, which is dope. I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. This is probably going to be my favorite of this season so far, even though Love of Kill is great, even though Land of Liddell is great, even though a lot of these shows are really, really good. But yeah, so this case study of Vanitas, huh? Okay, I'm looking forward to that. I am very looking forward to it. Seeing Crystal's thread has been interesting on case study.
As a series right now, as of where it stands, like the reason I liked this episode so much was because it wasn't action, right? It wasn't all about getting active. It was finding out about one of the what seemed like one of the main protagonists or antagonists in their background and kind of how things played out for them, and it's just building out everything, kind of like filling out everything. So it was dope.
Interesting stuff. Okay, I like that. I can't wait. All right. On top of that, Till, I must say, you got any other new pickups at all, or no?
Nothing new picked up. But this episode, in the Land of Liddell, super wholesome.
Yes,
it was everything I wanted in like their life, but how it ended when we see our main character and her overwhelming power. it was just smooth, because everybody's worried about this, and I don't want to spoil too much, but everybody's worried about this fire staff. Mm-hmm. And she kind of makes this I guess what almost like this super rare item seem minuscule and weak
in comparison. Yeah.
And I just liked it. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was wholesome. The way she addresses her family, super cool. The way they address her and how they think of her, like how can they even approach her when she is what she is? And it's like, it's awesome. I just enjoy the show. It's super wholesome, super nice.
So for me, with our spoiler talk being Tokyo 24th Award, Demon Slayer, and gotta add one more. Platinum Man, I guess.
I was gonna say we can do it in the Land of Liddell, or not in Land of Liddell, but Love of Kill.
Love of Kill. Okay, yeah, I'm tripping.
Because that was another really good contextual episode.
Very much so. Very important too. Very important. We'll talk about that at the second half of the show. Before we do, though, and this might go into some spoilers for the newest episode of Demon Slayer. So if you haven't seen episode 9 of Demon Slayer,
Entertainment District.
Yeah, the Entertainment District arc specifically. Fast forward about 5-10 minutes. So what I want to talk about is like these fucking these shonen are in trouble. These are just I can't listen. Apparently Rob J has a problem with Demon Slayer. I don't know. He just said something. He thought the tweet that I tweeted when I said I had an issue with Rob J. He thought that was about something with Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Whatever his gripe is, okay. I don't get it, but whatever. That's not important. What's important is that this show is so fucking incredibly good that I don't see anything Boruto, fucking Black Clover, when that comes back, because it's inevitably coming back. Fucking, I just don't see anything touching this outside of JJK and Fire Force. And with that being said, like I guess the League of Shonen has, honestly, for me personally, and I'm gonna say it, has taken a strong leap of like growth outside of what Naruto was and Bleach was, like, because to be honest, at the end of those life cycles, those are slowly starting to die out, right? Like they were starting to become less good,
right?
But as we're seeing with Fire Force and JJK, for instance, and Demon Slayer, these are doing nothing but getting better. I don't know how anything is going to be able to top these.
And kind of go off of that, these new shonen, kind of like what you're talking about, they have pushed the shonen name further, right?
In a more widespread fashion too.
Right. I'm not saying like it's the big three worthy.
Yeah, no.
Even though like if there were a new current big three, Demon Slayer has to be somewhere, right? But we're not even going to go there. But the idea that you're getting this kind of quality in terms of writing, characters, pacing, animation. The reason you're getting this kind of quality from like those three specifically, Fire Force, Demon Slayer, and JJK, like they're giving you the whole thing up front and saying, hey, this is what you can expect from us, right? And that's going to push the genre forward. And I don't want to say too much about like Demon Slayer or anything like that, but even like Fire Force, right?
Yeah.
The growth of Fire Force and its manga has sparked a conversation where people want Soul Eater to be redone and redone right instead of being done the way it was.
Soul Eater conversation, or it could just stay where it is, and we can have Fire Force. To be honest,
yeah. And people they got speculation. Obviously, Fire Force people speculating. They think Fire Force is the prequel to Soul Eater. Either way, regardless of whatever the scenario is, like these new shonen. They're making a name for themselves, and it's like they're making big waves.
It's unbelievable. Now, my thought is it could it be because of the way long form anime is done? Because let me rephrase that. How long form anime isn't being done in the context of these shows in particular. Like they're doing the 24 season route for these. And these are all shows that are super popular, that are getting a Toonami treatment almost instantly the moment they're aired and dubbed and everything. So do you think that could be the reason why that they just feel better?
The thing is that here's the reality. Here's how I see it personally, right? If you're gonna do a shonen anime or something like this that's super popular, part of the reason is how the cycle works for it. Ufotable can do Demon Slayer the way it is because Ufotable has never done an anime that looks this good. Ufotable movies rarely look this fucking good, and that's wild. That's wild to say because Ufotable movies look amazing, but they rarely look like this on point everything. So like if you look at other anime that had a falling off, Black Clover, for instance, like, and it wasn't even doing like it had a little break in there somewhere. And it didn't hold up well. And you look at things like, and this isn't like a slight at One Piece, but One Piece doesn't have the animation to stand up to something like JJK or, Black Clover. Not Black Clover. It can stand up to Black Clover 100%, like 10 times over. Yeah. But Fire Force and like Demon Slayer. But when you have these, to do something of this quality and make it that good all the time, you either have to do it on rotation with those seasons, or you got to have like a dedicated studio where you're doing nothing but that series. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen for long running shows unless it's One Piece. One Piece could do it. They could definitely do it.
I think they can. The problem with One Piece is it bites the hand that feeds it. Like it's so good at just beating its own ass that like I still, from what I watched, the 500 some odd episodes I have watched, the only gripe I had with it is watching it is just a fucking slog. There's times where I literally kind of skimmed through an episode or two because it was literally just running.
Recap.
Running. No, just running. Like he was literally moving forward for what seems to be, let's say he was supposed to go around a block. It took him 2 episodes to go around a block. And that shit I'm like, okay, come on, man. Like if it ain't nothing major, like I don't need to see you running to get ace for literally 25 episodes. That shit bugged the hell out. At that point, I'm like, just kill the motherfucker. I'm just ready for this shit to be over. I want to move on. I need to see where this goes.
You're right to hell.
It's like it's just the problem is I think the long form shit ruins shows. I definitely do because it hits the quality of the animation. Not only that, it also hurts the quality of the pacing. Because pacing is so important, and if you don't have the pacing right, i.e., I like Demon Slayer, JJK, Fire Force, you're going to become a show that somebody's going to find a reason to hate. And for these 3 that we're talking about specifically, ain't no fucking way I can think of any real reasons to hate them. I just can't.
I can tell you one reason why I hate them.
They're not here right now. That's the reason.
But I appreciate that they're not here right now because when they come back, it's going to be quality.
Yes, special. And even you can throw in AoT for the people who still care about those characters. Like it's still good for the people who like it. Like it's still a quality show if you're into it. They did put in some of them Wit animations next to Mappa animations, and goddamn, Wit is it just looks better.
Yeah, the line work and everything.
Yeah, it just looks better. But I understand. Mappa's still dope as fuck. As we know, still can't wait to see what they do with Chainsaw Man. Like I'm fucking hyped for that. But yeah, I just don't know.
And I think even something like Chainsaw Man is going to add on to that shonen being like you said, some of these shonen anime are in trouble because the newer stuff is getting higher quality animation, right. And especially with it being seasonal.
Yes.
Like the seasonal stuff just has so much more, I guess, love.
Yeah.
To it is what it feels like.
That's why that's the only concern, because Bleach still gonna do Bleach, but that's the only concern I have for Bleach is going to go up against these motherfuckers now.
This new Bleach is not gonna be in trouble at all, bro.
Yeah, I'm praying you right.
I don't think it's gonna have trouble at all, because I think the way it already looks, and
so good,
and because we know that like they don't have to worry about pacing because the story's already written out.
It's done.
So all they gotta do is stick to the script.
Whew. But we all know a lot of people can't do that.
That's true. That's true as fuck. They're gonna piss a lot of people off if they don't.
Yeah, facts. Oh man, I cannot wait for that. Just imagine, bro. The world of anime is just becoming something. I seen something on Twitter, and I'm starting to not stand Twitter more and more and more the more I'm on it. But I'm seeing all kinds of spaces that are just outrageous. Like, what was the title of one I saw? I don't want to say it out loud because it might be some of our friends, so I don't want to do that. But some of these titles that are being done in these Twitter spaces are getting a little ridiculous.
I mean,
I will say that.
Can it be any worse than the new Isekai titles we be getting? Like Soma Spider, So What?
No, it's not even that kind of. Yeah, you're right about that. Actually, it's not even about like that. It's just the topic of discussion is becoming real weird. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Whatever. It's like shit. Like is liking anime the new Mr. Steal Your Girl? That shit. I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck is this even about? What does that even mean? So like, it's becoming so popular now that people are coming up with these outrageous conversation pieces to have about anime. It's getting a little weird. And I think that should be a discussion that we should maybe have on an after story or something somewhere where maybe not all the ears need to have, but.
Well, since we speaking a little bit on anime social media, Polow, we got to get on our anime TikTok game better.
Yes. Yes.
So many of y'all may know we have a Mic Check Waifu Waifu TikTok now.
Yes, sir. Follow on TikTok at Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Posted a trailer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it upon myself to send Polow some TikTok trends, and I'm going to also take part in those trends so we can get some stuff going, as well as post the podcast clips and stuff like that. Because that recent clip you posted, it did pretty well. So I think definitely we should go ahead and take some time and to invest in a little bit of TikTok.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to dust off the old back and work out them knees and get into the
the TikTok dance.
The TikTok dance is on the Mic Check Waifu Waifu TikTok. I'm not good at that kind of shit. That's never been my style at all, ever.
Yeah.
Like hopping in a conversation about is anime the new Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Nah, but here's what I think
that shit bugged me, bro. I'm sorry. What the fuck is the internet, man?
But here's what I do. Yeah, the internet's wild. But here's what I think is your cup of tea, right?
What's that?
You can give a quick review.
Yeah.
So do like a 1 minute to 3 minute review of an anime,
and I'm gonna speak this because this goes out to the Wonder of Ivy at the Wonder of Ivy on Twitter. She gave me the idea. She's like you're so into the slice of life realm, you should do TikToks on literally giving slice of life recommendations. I'm like, it's not a really bad idea. I just gotta get into that mode. And and I haven't been in that mode since I was streaming or started streaming back in the day. So
well, we also appreciate Wonder Ivy.
Yeah, I love her so much. She's the best. She's like one of the best people, just
for sure
ever. Yeah, I just wish y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta stop being so weird. And like I said, I'm gonna start a space with some of our lo-fi tunes that we use during the break and just have it just playing. It's probably not even going to be any talking or anything like that, just the lo-fi. So if y'all want to chill and listen to some of our break songs that we use, it's just going to take up my computer, so I won't be able to really do anything else, but I'm going to do that for us, have that going. So make sure you're following us on Twitter at MikeCheckWaifu, especially if you got any type of other ideas or anything like that too. But with that being said, let's get to know Mike Check Waifu.
We're professionals.
This is part of the podcast where you get to know us as hosts. It's my turn to roll the random number generator, and it's Tell's turn to read the question of the week. I think it's 49 questions last I checked when I read it last week.
It is 49.
Let's go. Okay. We need to get more questions in this list. 42. Jackie Robinson.
Are you a clean or messy person?
Very clean, but certain stuff is messy, right? Like sometimes my desk can get a little overwhelmed with like papers and just headphones and just fucking controllers and cords and shit sometimes. But my house is always clean. Like I hate a dirty kitchen. I hate when there's fucking water around my sink. Like just if you're brushing your teeth or anything, just make sure you wipe the water up. I just hate small little shit like that. But I'm a clean person.
Same. I'm a clean person. I also never used to have messes. Like I'm not fond of messes at all. Like I would have everything organized, but ever since I had kids, I get shit like this, right? My tie
yeah,
from my bedroom is on my desk, but also I have a banana and hot dogs.
Because they want
also,
you got to be a part of the grocery store, Tell.
I bought my lunch, or my little container to pack my lunch. My daughter took it out the bag, took it in her room, and then brought it back to my desk.
Yeah.
So
I don't even have kids, but I have that problem. I just sometimes my desk is. Sometimes my desk just gets a little overwhelmed with stuff, and it's like not even like trash or anything. It's just stuff, like envelopes and shit I should keep track of better.
Yeah, like I'm the kind of person, we have a filing cabinet and like to file all the stuff. I'm pretty organized, but the kids they bring me random stuff.
I think if you have kids, you might as well chalk it up.
Yep. Pack it up.
There's gonna be stuff everywhere.
Oh my god,
that's funny. All right, I guess we're gonna take this quick break. Real quick first half of the show this week. Also, make sure, again, I'm gonna just say this again. Make sure y'all go to LudeComplex.com. They just had a restock and revamp of a lot of their old designs that is extremely dope. So check it out. LudeComplex.com just released some new shit. Looks amazing, absolutely amazing. Even if you feel uncomfortable when wearing anime clothes, they got some clothes on there that does look good for everybody. So check it out, LudeComplex.com. Use that offer code waifu, and in the little note section, just say Mike Check Waifu sent you. They like to hear that. So without further ado, let's take this quick break and come back with some spoilers right after these. And welcome back to episode 137 of Mic Check Waifu. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we're gonna go back to trying to get that back up again, doing some like written scripted stuff. I know that's what I want to do, but I'm curious because during the break, Montel said, "Hey, I don't even remember if I said Attack on Titan, but Montel's like, hey, I want to start off with Attack on Titan spoiler talk," and it shocked me because I'm curious on what he has to say. Because I, again, may not enjoy the characters of the show, which makes the show unenjoyable. I wants to hear somebody who, I don't know how he feels about the characters at all. To be honest, I don't think I've even asked you, which is ridiculous of me. My fault. What you feeling?
I tweeted this.
Oh, did you?
But I still feel like Eren did nothing wrong. There's nothing you can tell me to make me think Eren did anything wrong. I might not agree with his actions, but I've never been in his shoes, so I can't say he necessarily did anything wrong. But this is also just one of my favorite episodes of Attack on Titan. Just for like,
that was my favorite read too.
Just for seeing like how some of this stuff played out in this episode, knowing that this is instantaneous, but they literally did this for years.
Yep.
Memory after memory after memory for years. This is in their bodies, in their time. They've been doing this for years, and then seeing the revelations of stuff, realizing what the signature secret ability of the Attack Titan was, why the Attack Titan has always been what it is, and then getting to see that actually play out was just really cool. But I also I've always liked Eren Yeager. I'm not gonna say I'm a Yeagerist because I don't really rock with being some kind of like group thing. That shit sound real culty.
Yeah,
but,
true.
But I do. I really like Eren, and I think that as a person who is doing what he can for the people he loves, and knowing the ending of it and what his actual intentions are, like this is a really good episode to me. And just the information vomit didn't really feel like a vomit, but it felt like a deeper introspection, like intro look on like how Eren is, how he's never been anything different. Yeah. And he sees himself as the same. And like in a lot of ways he is. He's said what he wanted to do, and that's what he's trying to ride by. He's trying to stick by that. And regardless of how we see it or not, that's his goal.
Yeah. Before I got to the end, this part was my favorite part when I was reading it. Like, I'm like, oh, this is fucking incredible. Knowing that, now I'm putting it into perspective in my mind. At the time, again, this is when I still cared. When like, oh, I get his emo style now. It's because he went through so many years of this shit. Imagine the torture you have to give yourself to have to make sure that your mother gets killed that day that the Titans break down the gate. To have to make sure that this shit play out exactly as it did in the first 3 seasons for you to be able to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. It was fucked up. Again, watching it, I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I like the way they did it though. It's cool. I just didn't care. I don't care about nobody. I don't care about nothing. If they all die right now today, I'd be like, okay, cool. But I'm like, I like the way it was written. I like the way it was paced, at least.
This episode though, it gives me that thought, like, how long has Eren been thinking this way, moving things forward this way? Yep. We know, because we know he was able to talk to his father, in the future, right? He was able to see into the future. That's always been the ability of the Attack Titan. So how long has he seen it this way? Like, we know that in the beginning when he first got it, that he probably didn't understand that. He didn't know how to use that ability. At what point could he use it? Has it been the entire time when he gained this emo stage where he was like,
where he's going through it? Well, he didn't.
I understand now.
He didn't get it until he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, He got it way later. Like, right after it, when he got it, it was like, I don't think it was that thought.
Yeah, I don't think it was early on, but once he got it, like, I love that the way they kind of did that though, because Zeke didn't know Eren was like that dude. Eren was like, hey.
Oh, I already know. Like
I'm pulling the strings here. I got this figured out. And when Aaron's dad said, Zeke, from here forward, it's not gonna go your way. It's going exactly how Aaron wants it. And I was like,
yep.
Well, that's the story. It's all in Aaron's hands now.
Yeah.
That was just so good. I enjoyed that whole play. Like I would actually like to see that. Like I don't know. I'm cool with how that was. That was smooth. I enjoyed that whole thing.
Yeah. Too bad it's all gonna be a waste of time anyway. Like, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I think it's cool. Shout out to Attack on Titan. You're done good, kid. That's how I feel about Attack on Titan. It's like the rest of the shonen we just talked about in the first half of the show, and it's Attack on Titan down here. Like, oh, you're done good, kid.
It's the lower of the newer ones because of how it plays out.
Yeah, it's how it plays out. And then again, if I felt the way y'all feel about the characters, I probably would be, you know what I'm saying? I probably would be like y'all.
But I agree with you though. Like, let's talk about the characters real quick, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
The only characters I actually enjoy, the only characters I actually like, the only characters I actually fuck with is like Aaron. At this point, Mikasa, I agree with what Aaron said. She's a drone and she's just following orders. She's just doing whatever she's told. What the fuck is his name? His best friend's name? Armin. Cornball. Yeah, he's smart and all that shit. But yeah, right. He a cornball. He almost died early on. Let that man go. Like, and I mean, I ain't trying to say let him die because of whatever, but you know. But
that just goes to prove my point though. You say that and you're okay with it. Like you would be okay if he just died. And that's not a good sign of good characters.
I'm not saying I actually be okay with he died, but like let's be real here. Because people were talking about Aaron killed kids and stuff like that. They were kids when they were getting attacked, and people were trying to kill them. Kids have been dying this entire series. Let's not act like we upset that kids dying in this show. Kids have been dying this entire series. So don't try and act like Aaron had a character change because kids been dying. He been trying to kill other kids the entire time. Now he's just older and y'all mad because he killing kids or whatever. But it's an anime. Get over that whole little aspect.
I seriously been trying so hard to find out why or when. Was it the direct end that made me not? No, because you did say before that I was starting not to care slowly. I don't know when I got that feeling though. I really wish I knew when that feeling came across.
It was the beginning of the final season, bro.
But why?
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why did I feel that way?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet.
Me either. Like, and that's the weirdest thing because I'm very in tune with my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I do think, and I can probably tell you why though. Like, I'm just gonna throw this out there, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Please. I can be wronger. That the beginning of the final season, and not necessarily just that point specifically, but that's where we get a major shift in like alliances from like the main characters, right? Where Aaron is kind of like his own alliance and the other characters are kind of trying to find their place. And in this moment, like, even though like they're trying to find their place, the only one who knows their place is Aaron. Aaron is the only one who knows their place. Everybody else is just like circling around Aaron, trying to figure out what he's doing and what's going next. So they have no solidified like alliances or allegiances or self. Yeah. They're all dependent on Aaron. So to me, that I get that they're boring characters now. Like even Levi. Amazing character from the beginning, but now he's moving in cadence with whatever Aaron does. They have to react to it. Aaron became, and he always has been like the focal point of the show, right? But he became like the reactionary unit of the show. Everyone has to react to Aaron now, and for some of the characters to only have to react around Aaron makes them just seem bad because there's one focal piece, the king, the queen, or whatever you want to call that piece that's so strong that everyone has to act around it, has become like.
And you, bro, I think you hit the nail on the head because then at that point, for me, I felt like it became one dimensional, and I fucking can't stand one dimensional ass characters or just because at first you started off with this chess match and these people going through this political gripe and grime, and you like, what the fuck is going to happen next? And then they get to the beach and at the end of season 3, like, oh shit, what's about to happen? Looking at the beautiful beach, and you know. You see these characters actually assimilate some fucking growth, and then all of a sudden, you get this. Everything is literally, for one, it looked ugly when it came back, and then 2, you get this drab and dry ass characters of, but Aaron, but what are we gonna do about, but Aaron, And then I read it. And when I read it, I'm like, oh, I'm liking this shit. I'm liking this shit. And I get to the end. I'm like, why did I like this shit? Because it became one-dimensional and fucking boring at that point.
And on top of that, let's just add another layer to this one-dimensional thing you're talking about. We had our main posse of characters all trying to figure out how they're circling around Eren, right? So we're gonna say that's a layer of flies circling around Eren, trying to figure out what they're gonna do about Eren, right? But then we get the Jaegerist.
Yep. Oh shit, yeah.
They're literally their whole thing is Eren.
Then you get Zeke, my brother. Oh,
but his whole thing is what? What's his whole thing?
Eren.
So like the whole thing is it. While we love Eren, because I love Eren, I think Eren is a great main character.
I don't care for him. I don't.
And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I like Eren Yeager. I think he's dope. But I think that because so many characters start to revolve around Eren, it almost takes away from the specific impact he's supposed to have.
Nobody else has their own characteristics anymore.
And it doesn't feel like regardless of what it is, it doesn't feel like Eren is specifically in any real danger.
Nah.
I mean, we know this obviously, but like I liked feeling like when that first, what was it, like the third episode when Eren got 8 or something like that. I liked that feeling.
I liked the feeling when I was reading it even, and I'm starting to feel like, okay, it's getting there. Then Gabby shoots his head off. I'm like, oh shit, hell! I'm like, I was feeling it. I'm like, okay, I like this. Obviously, he's not gonna die because of this, whatever. But I like the way that was done because it actually reinvigorated some shock value that made me feel some sense of I guess urgency within the show, because like you said, man, that's great. It's one dimensional. It's a one dimensional ass show, and
it hasn't always been, but
it has never
as it's
been.
gotten closer to the end, to the climax of the series, it's dwindling down to one dimension,
which it doesn't make sense for it to. Yeah. He's the attack titan. He can see the future. He has the power to rumble the rumbling titans or whatever fuck that bullshit was again. The rumbling or cause the rumbling, and that's I get it. It makes sense for him to be that focal point because he's literally, you can even say, for lack of a better word, the god of this particular situation because of what he could do. I get it. I get why it revolves around him, but it didn't have to take away their personality. Like the show as a whole lost its personality when it became just that. Again, does it make sense? Yes, sure. Is it interesting to me personally? No. Do I get why y'all like it? Yes, because the Eren fans are gonna love it. I don't know what the Mikasa fans are doing because they're probably pissed. Like when you're talking about just the show aspect, the Armin fans, I don't know if they ever existed. And then the Levi fans got to be even more pissed because they probably think he's dead. Which he's
dead.
He ain't dead.
He dead.
He ain't dead. I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. He ain't dead. I don't give a fuck.
Polow trash. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that show. He dead.
I didn't give a fuck about Levi no more, and that's when I knew something was wrong. When I stopped caring about Levi, that's when I knew it was a problem because that was my favorite character in the show.
Levi, Erwin were two of the best characters in the show.
Absolutely.
And at this point, Levi, his Levi even, one dimensional at this point.
Yeah.
It was beautiful learning about his backstory, everything like that. And then it gets to this point and it's like, come on.
And this show was about to be in my top 10, by the way. I just want to make sure everybody knows this. It was going to be in my top 10 at once upon a time. Now I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It probably won't even touch. Probably won't even hit my 100.
My top 10. It's not gonna be in my top 10. It'll probably be in like my top 50.
Yeah, it ain't even touching that for me.
I'll let it slide in there. Maybe I gotta go through the list.
Looking at my list, I got even just in Annie list. This is not even counting nothing else. I got 454 total anime, which I know is fucking more than that. It has to be because of my life. But I don't see it even being in my top 50. Like I could look at the 50 anime I got in there. Nope. You know what I'm saying? It's just that bad off. It's crazy. It's crazy. I tell you what though, Love of Kill, it got me. I'm intrigued.
Real quick, I wanted to say that one character from Love of Kill who don't have a mouth. I was watching on my phone, right? I was watching on my phone, and I had a little speck on my screen, and it was a scene when he was in the car, and I saw him. I was like, "Did they draw a mouth on him?" And I wiped my screen off. And I was like, "Oh nope, Polow still hates it."
It's so uncanny, man. I don't know what. It's not even that big of a deal, but it's like without that, it's literally just so uncanny because he doesn't even have a nose either. Like he doesn't even have a drawn nose on there. So it's just fucking weird.
How does he exist? We don't know. We'll find out someday.
I don't know. It's very weird. But
this episode was really good though.
Super, super good. Our guy, Rang Hai, whatever his name is, he asked the important questions. He's like, "Yo, why haven't you really done anything about me? You say you don't want this, you know. Why haven't you done anything about it?" And that's my question I've had since he came around. Like, she had opportunities. Is it the deal? Is it the fact that he's capturing shit for him or getting shit done for her?
I mean, but also, what could she do?
What could she do?
What could she do?
Report it to her folks, even though they'll probably get smoked. But even still, like, you have the opportunity to like say, "Hey, he's been contacting me. This is what I've been doing. I'm going to continue to do this because of this. Is getting shit done or something." She could have said something. She said nothing. She's continuing to say nothing. Why?
And I think that is a good question. I also think asking like, yeah, what did she get out? What did she get out of this?
Yeah, because
she asked him, what does he get out of this? And what he gets is he don't really care about necessarily what he gets because he knows what he wants more or less, right?
Right.
And we know he's a schemer. And I don't mean that in a necessarily bad way because he could really just like he said before, he could just really want her,
right? Which I do believe he do.
But whatever she gets out of it, I think is going to be a huge driving factor for whatever the series is going forward because we saw that she has an issue with her family and not like a big issue where like they are arguing anything, but her father died. Yep. I think her father's backstory, death, and whatnot are going to tie into this story somehow into what she actually wants.
I think his death.
Maybe it's the justice kind of thing that maybe it's not him, but the fact that he can help her bring somebody to justice.
I think he has something to do with it.
You think so?
Yep. I feel like that this is just the kind of show because there was a reaction from him when he was at the house and he saw the picture that from him seemed a little. And they don't really give those reactions in anime that kind of time unless it's something deeper, right?
I'm gonna throw out a wild take, and this is gonna be completely wrong, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. I think whoever she's working for has something to do in the death of her parent, her father, and she is trying to find a roundabout way of getting like information. He gonna help her. It's gonna be completely wrong, but I'm just throwing something out there.
No, I like that.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that he had something to do with her father's death, but I also think like it would be too on the nose for him to come right to her and not do something about her if he did have something to do with her father's death. You know? Yeah,
because I don't feel like she's doing a bounty hunting thing because she needs money. She doesn't seem like the type to care about money at all. Like when she said, "I'll pay for the car," that completely eliminated that for me. She doesn't feel or look like a thrill seeker. She doesn't seem like the type to give a fuck about the thrill of anything. She's doing this for a specific reason. That specific reason, I do think you're onto something about her trying to find the killer of her father, but. And she don't want to face her mother for that particular reason. Like, hey, I don't have answers for who killed my father yet. So I just want you to know that, you know, I'm not going to contact you or whatever. That's probably why she's not trying to be in contact with her mother. But I feel like he had something to do with it. Or he knows somebody that know something about it. I don't know, whatever it was. Because I feel like something... Okay, my wild take. Something tells me that they've known each other since they were young. She don't remember him. He remembers her. And I don't know. I just feel like there's something more there.
This is a Polow slice of life
situation.
It's straight up out of your slice of life bag. Because that sounds like slice of life right there.
It just might be, but it's something else apart with him and her family that we don't know yet, because of that one little scene we got of him looking at the picture. It didn't show his eyes. It just showed the look of his mouth looking at the picture, and he looked intently at it, and then he went back to his normal kind of self. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, not to be funny, right? Because looking at the picture of her parents,
they look old as hell.
Not even, but her hair doesn't match them at all. But his hair does.
Ooh, that'd be weird. That's real slice of life shit right there.
Like, and I'm not saying it was switched, but I'm just saying though, like, he actually looks like closer to relation than she does.
I thought it was a grandparent thing.
It could be, but they said mom. I mean, mom and dad, you know?
Yeah, that's what made me change my mind about that. But I just feel like it was a grandparent thing. After her father died, her grandparents took her over. But like when she said mom, I was like, oh, that's weird. Because she looked older. That was one of the first things I noticed, though, was like the hair on them was completely different. Like she didn't have matching hair with either one. Right, mom or dad, yeah. And they usually don't do that in anime. It's always one or the other.
Right.
Interesting.
So that was another thing. And I mean, I don't know where that's going to go, but that was interesting enough for me to say, like, all right, something going on here. But his hair, oddly enough, is closer to relation to theirs.
Very weird. So, that's a very weird situation to even think about. Interesting stuff. I do love this show still. Talking to one of our listeners, our homie, I want to go to his proper name on Twitter, but I had a conversation with him. He said it wasn't his kind of show, but I must say I do think he should still watch it. Well, I'm trying to find his ad name so I get his ad right. But here it is. At TCB_NYC. He was talking about the show, and he said it doesn't seem like it's one for him. He didn't like the dynamics between the main character and the I guess side character or sub character, if you will. And I'm like, I don't know. I think he should give this more of a chance because it just wasn't his type of show, but I think it's worth the watch for sure. I think it's an incredible psychological mystery kind of adult show that I kind of enjoy. But he is enjoying Land of Liddell though. Or not.
He
I don't think he mentioned Land of Liddell. I think he mentioned
Bisco?
No, it's the other one. Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest.
That's also a really good one.
Really good one. Really, really good one. All right, what's next? Tokyo 24 Forward.
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Started off here.
What you thinking? Do you think my A plus sum equals I is becoming more and more true? Because we got to look at the AI, or what look to be an AI.
It's I think it still got a chance of being true. I'm not 100% sure. I think that your theory about the dad having something to do with it, though, I think that's becoming more and more clear because they're not giving him FaceTime other than the fact that they're putting the blame on him, right? And like I'm thinking, like, how do you put blame on a mayor for this when you probably are like the only town that even has this kind of security, anything like that? Like, you should be lucky you have this, and he could be saying that, but they put the blame on him. And I'm not trying to make it too realistic because obviously this is not a real scenario,
right? But like,
I feel like the way that they're addressing him and showing him slightly definitely makes him out to be the villain. Like he is probably the antagonist in the background, or is doing something like you said, making the AI that is either making these scenarios, predicting these scenarios, something like that.
Yeah.
The prediction for it, I think, and this is another thing, is that if the AI is just predicting it, right, like and taking credit for saying like I'm the reason these things are happening, that's also pretty cool because there's no way the AI made the dude want to become a sniper or a shooter and want to do what he's doing, right? Like this guy felt that way before.
No, they need a sniper to take out him because he's planting a bomb to detonate it.
Right. But what I mean is like the dude, Red's friend.
Yeah.
he's felt this way before coming into contact with anything else. So
yeah, that's where my slight like dilemma with like my slight confliction with what they're doing with this, because I'm like, but why did he do it? Maybe it's the drug, maybe not.
I think they're gonna give more explanation, obviously, with the coming episode. But I mean, maybe,
you know what I'm saying? I think,
and I will say that was one thing I didn't like. The way they kind of introduced the drug was kind of
haphazard.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say out of nowhere, but yeah, like haphazard. Like they just kind of threw it in, but it was
also our first time in the shanty town.
Yeah,
it was our first time here, so we don't really even necessarily. It could have been running like we've only seen the proper 24th ward. We haven't seen the shanty town, which I think did a great job of giving us the backstory on what Red has been going through as that and why he does what he does, which was an incredible piece, by the way, when they were kind of explaining why he did the super Keeper, the teacher, the artwork for the teacher or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say his daughter walking around kind of just wanting to see the pieces and stuff. That was also just like
incredible.
It was nice. I like that. Yeah,
I think the way they kind of delivered it. So this drug has been probably going around at Shantytown for a while, and it hit the 24th ward, i.e., why the SARG got involved, because they're like, oh shit, this is coming out now. So I mean, maybe it was always there. I do think this show does. And this show specifically, as well as the strongest sage get the weakest crest, does a great job of respecting your time. Still, like again, I said this last week. I love for my time to be respected when it comes to this anime. I don't need just minutes and minutes and minutes of walk and walk and walk. Just get us there, even though we already know where we're going. Get us there, and it don't feel awkwardly paced for me personally.
And they came to that conclusion quickly too, as well, that they need to work together, right? Like it, and I think there's still going to be some headbutting, but they came to that conclusion that they need to work together. So like, it's not that they took that time out to just kind of forget things that are necessary. They gave us bits and pieces of things that need to be implemented. They need to understand, and it doesn't make our characters all seem stupid or even too arrogant. Like they all have their places in progressing, and it even gave us the breakdown of like why each character thinks kind of the way they do. One is involved in Sarge, and he's thinking like, we got to put security cameras everywhere,
right? And
the other guys are like, I mean, while that is going to be a safety measure, that's not necessarily
comfortable.
That doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel like you're actually protecting people. He's like, that was a century ago when that was a good idea. We're not taking people's personal information. We're just watching to make sure nothing bad happens. And it's like, I don't know, bro.
It all makes sense, but it's all very, very tough. I'm curious to see what Red is going to do in this particular situation. Is he going to let the rest of GB know that, you know what I'm saying, like, this is his boy? Is he going to try to stop his boy before? I don't know. How do you solve this trolley problem? What you think?
He's going to try and relate to dude. I don't think they're going to be able to save him though. I think there has to be another loss.
Yeah, and he's going to be it. Which to GB outside of Red, to Green and Blue, this is an easy one. You kill the terrorist. Like, I don't see where the dilemma in this one comes from, for those two at least. Maybe except for Blue. Blue was like, yo, I don't want to kill anybody. Let's save them all. But
exactly, where Green is gonna be like, nah, take them out.
Yeah, straight up.
But I mean, like you said though, I don't see the dilemma in terms of how they act on this. Well, I guarantee though, and I hate to say it because it sounds like it makes the show seem predictable, where the show is anything but that. They'll probably try and clear out wherever he's going to be aiming at.
But didn't he plant him on a ship though? Because they're on a cruise ship or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We'll see.
I still find it good. I love it. This one I think I need to move to my Sunday times because it's really hard to remember because so much happens. And you kind of have to watch the smaller details. So I'm just coming to the realization right now, live on the podcast. I had a hard time remembering the small parts, so I might have to move this to the Sunday so I can keep refreshing my head, because it's a lot. It's a cog wheel that goes on in the show that you got to kind of pay attention to, because I totally forgot, and you were absolutely right until you said it about the mayor actually being shown for that split second, having a conversation about them building a casino in the shanty town, which is obviously a problem because people live there. So, like, that's a big deal.
And not the wealthiest people either.
Exactly. All the ones that basically were denied of the...
They talked about the privilege and stuff of the other areas too in this episode.
It was real good. Yeah. I think that's it, right?
Platinum End was also still bad.
Yeah, it was still terrible. Nothing more to add here.
All right.
Sorry.
So we just finished. Right. We just finished talking about Tokyo 24th War. Are you riding with us on this watch too? I know some of y'all don't like it, but I think y'all wild for that. Yeah, I saw it on the timeline. Some Tokyo 24th War. Hey,
that's crazy.
Love of Kill. We loving this, enjoying it. Really wholesome, and still like we've got some deep mysteries going on here. Attack on Titan. We know it's a lot of fans out there for it. Let us know if you're riding with us with like it's kind of falling off and going more one dimensional instead of the 3 dimensions that they're using for the CGI. Let us know. We also got to know Mic Check Waifu before the break, where we had a question: are you a clean or messy person? Let us know. Are you clean or messy? Do you organize all your manga and anime stuff, or do you just let it sit around? Let us know. We also talked about anime social media. Mic Check Waifu on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know, follow us and let us, join us on our conversations and everything. Shonen is in trouble as far as what Polow said, long term and seasonal, which I agree. Some of this seasonal stuff is really blowing this long term, long form anime out the water. It's just looking too good, paced too well. Characters too good. It's getting crazy out here. Also, Polow caught up on JJK, so I want y'all to blow up his Twitter. Hit him with all the details. Also, our episodes of the week were My Dress Up Darling for Polow, and mine was Case Study of Vanitas from Core 2. We also talked about Pokemon Legends Arceus coming in after story. Gonna be our first game review, probably. Well, we talked about other games.
Oh yeah, we definitely talk about other games.
Yeah.
Sword
but like I said, that's been the end of episode 137. I might check Waifu.
I'm at Polow Bornfly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on TikTok. And as always, Mic Check.
I said Mic Check. Did you echo my voice too?
I can't do that.
Damn it.
No. We don't have that technology.
Let me get an echo button.
Support us on Patreon. Help Tel get an echo button. Peace.
好きなの。予行練習なんて全部嘘。You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu